Question 2, Part A. Let f of x equal inverse sine of x plus 5. Part 1. State the domain and range of the function f of x. The domain of the base curve y equals inverse sine of u is used greater than or equal to -1 and less than or equal to 1. In this case, u is equal to x plus 5. Hence, the domain of f of x equals inverse sine of x plus 5 is given by x plus 5 greater than or equal to -1 and less than or equal to 1. Now I need to make x the subject of this three-way inequality, and we do that by subtracting 5 from all three sides of this inequality. So subtracting 5 from -1 gives us -6, subtracting 5 from x plus 5 gives us x, and subtracting 5 from 1 gives us -4. Therefore, the domain is x greater than or equal to -6 and less than or equal to -4, and the range is unchanged, where f of x is greater than or equal to -pi/2 and less than or equal to pi/2. Part 2. Find the gradient of the graph of y equals f of x at the point where x equals -5. Recall that the first derivative with respect to x of inverse sine of g of x, using the chain rule, is 1 divided by the square root of 1 minus g of x squared times g dash of x. And that equals g dash of x divided by the square root of 1 minus g of x squared. Or we can express it in fraction form as g dash of x over the square root of 1 minus g of x squared. In this case, g of x is equal to x plus 5, and g dash of x is the derivative of g of x, and that equals 1. Hence, f dash of x is equal to 1 divided by the square root of 1 minus x plus 5 in brackets squared. At x equals -5, the value of f dash of x, in other words, f dash of -5, is equal to 1 divided by the square root of 1 minus -5 plus 5 in brackets squared. Now, -5 plus 5 is 0, and 0 squared, of course, is 0. So that equals 1 divided by the square root of 1, which equals 1. Therefore, the gradient of the graph of y equals f of x at the point where x equals -5 is 1. Part 3. Sketch the graph of y equals f of x. Here is a sketch of the graph of y equals f of x, where f of x is equal to inverse sine of x plus 5. This is the graph of y equals inverse sine of x that has been translated or shifted horizontally by 5 units to the left-hand side. Notice the endpoints of the graph. So it starts at -6, -pi/2, ends at -4, pi/2, and passes through the x-axis at x equals -5. When sketching graphs, make sure that the axes are drawn with a ruler, clearly labeling the origin, the x-axis, and the y-axis.